Hello everyone, I am Crucify and I am here today with a very special video. Today I am joined by Dom, the Shadow Lord Mexican himself. Normally he's the one that does these interviews, but he is not swag enough to interview himself, so he got me to interview him. So how are you doing today, Dom?
Pretty good. I just ate like half a Little Caesars pizza and then Slim Jims because I hate myself. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, that's how today's going so far. Pretty much play.
Nice. Alright, so this interview is basically going to talk about whatever he wants to talk about, really, but mainly his history in 1v1, as he's been around forever at this point, probably 5 or 6 years, and then through his ban, he has stuck around. So I guess we'll get into some of that. So Dom, how did you get into Pokemon and 1v1 in the very beginning, and when was that?
Okay, so I was in second grade and my younger brother's in kindergarten, and he got Soul Silver, and he was just like playing it casually, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then he was in that cave between Faulkner and Bugsy. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But he picked Totodile and he water going to Geodude, and then the Geodude instantly died, and it said that's super effective. And I thought that was so cool because like I'm like, yo, like I was like a second grader, right? I like just started learning about erosion and stuff in my science class. Like it was like very like coincidentally timed, and so I'm like, dude, that's so freaking cool. And so I got Heart Gold for like two reasons. Number one, Lugia is a lame ass Cuckmon, and then Ho is a Chadmon. But also, me and my brother used to like never order the same thing. Like we would go to like a fucking Jamba Juice, and we always would like try to like order different things just because I don't know why we did that, but yeah. So I got Heart Gold, and then I really liked it, and I kind of liked it more than my other friends. Only one friend stuck around and kept playing Pokemon with me like long after like the fad, because you know when you're like a little kid, there's like fads and stuff. But I like only like one friend really. He's like one of my best friends, but we played Pokemon together and it was sick. We played Platinum, and eventually I started like thinking about like level 100 Pokemon because I saw like I'm on YouTube. I'm a media arts major, so that's like YouTube was like really big to me as a kid. I don't know, and I'd watch so much YouTube and so much Pokemon YouTube stuff, and I was like trying to get a level 100 Mons. So me and my friend got an action replay, and that's when cheating in Pokemon started, I guess. But yeah, we were just like, there's this cheat code where you can like manipulate wild Pokemon, and I would just get like level 100 Mons and like random wild grass and stuff. And then I was like really just into Pokemon as a kid, so I like Googled like Pokemon games and stuff. I kind of wanted to play it on my computer because I played like a few mainline games, and so I wanted to do something else. And then I found like a few other things, like this thing like Pokemon Lake is just like some stupid like basically this bad Pokemon MMO. But then I found like Pokemon Showdown, and I was like really young, like I was like 11 years old, honestly. It was like black white. I wanted, and then I started watching Pokemon Showdown on YouTube. I got into like Black White NU as like a child. I was a literal child. On one of my really old accounts, you can see me running like Charmeleon and Crustle and stuff.
The
I think
boys.
Crustle's on you, yeah. I was like bad, and I tried to like make my own sets, and then I was really bad because I ran like Charmeleon with DD and Eviolite because I thought that'd be unstoppable, but it was pretty stoppable. But yeah, and then I was playing it for a bit, and then I thought Pokemon Showdown was illegal, so I like logged off, and then for like half a year, and then I came back later because I'm like, dude, I don't care if it's illegal, man. I'm cool like that. And then I got into, I think that when I got back into it, it was like XY. Yeah, I think it was like XY, and I was like smoking everyone with the Dene because on the OU ladder because I didn't know it was a fairy type, Like dude, people dragon moved it so much on the low ladder. It was so fucking funny. But yeah, then I thought that was cool. And then I was like at like this point like 13 or 14, and then I got into ORAS RU. Because I don't know why that tier kind of like sucks, but it's kind of cool because you can like, run like fat in that tier that like beats other fat, and fat that beats offense. But the offense is like not very good in that tier because you just get walled by Alabama and shit. But I thought that tier was pretty cool, and then I got into 1v1 because I have ADHD. My attention span is not always there. So sometimes I'll start a game out and then I'll play like really good, and then I'll just like stop caring or stop thinking halfway through, and I'll just throw it away for no actual reason. I impress myself with my choke sometimes, but that's because I just don't always like to play like a 60 turn game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So those 100 turn ones, bro, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I found 1v1. I actually played 1v1 when it was like one mon. And I thought that was really interesting because what I like to do is I like to like queue up a bunch of ladder games, and then I like to see what everyone would use, and then I would try to like beat the whole ladder in one mon. And that ended up with like unique shit like Scolipede, and I don't know. I think I used like some really weird fighting types. I don't remember if I started playing 1v1 in XY or Black White. I like to say Black White just to see more OG, but there's a good chance I just simply did not play Black White 1v1, and I'm just
What year
trolling.
was this at this point?
You can look on the... Here, I'll DM you an account to look on if you really care. I don't actually fucking know. I think I was like 14. I'm 20 now, so that was 6 years ago. So like 2016? Something like that.
2016?
Yeah, and I was really bad at building ORAS or XY 1v1. I was like moderately interested in like single mon 1v1, but it was never something I really thought about a lot. And then once it got like 3 mons, I did the thing everyone else did. I brought 1 mon on the ladder, it got smoked, and I was like, what? And then
it's 2014,
I got a little
by the way.
interested in it. I think it's around like I'm basically like tracking like 2014 to 2016 because they're kind of like I was a kid. Like nothing notable happened at that point. Like me getting into 1v1 didn't even like it took a while for that to like actually come into anything. But basically, I was like I played a moderate amount of ORAS 1v1 ladder. I was like not very good. And then I like won a tournaments room tour with like one of my random teams. It was like Arcanine, Venusaur, and I don't remember the last one. It was a water type. Oh, it was Politoed, yeah. I somehow beat everyone and won the room tour, and I'm like, yo, I won a room tour. I never did that at that point because I was a kid who sucked, but I was like, damn, that feels really good, and everyone's like gratzing me, dopamine, all that shit. So that was cool, and I think that's one of the reasons I stuck around. It's just because it was one of the metas I like really got like success in, I guess. And I was really just bad for a while, and then I guess like a side thing is like one day they suspected Mega Mints in ORAS. It was like allowed for like a really long time. It fucking shouldn't have been, but it was. And that was like when I really started getting into everyone like actually caring was the Mega Man suspect. Another thing that helped me get into 1v1 was like there's like always that like one big monotype side server. I used to actually like grind on those. Like there's always a 1v1 room on like that mono side server. I think I played on Nimbus and EOS. Is it EOS? It's something like Seasons, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, there's like that one like small 1v1 room, and at this point in ORAS, like 1v1 didn't have like a big centralized community. There's a Smogon thread, but like it's kind of hard to like have an actual community. So I kind of found one there. All I remember is this dude named Nick XYZ, I think. He used to beat my ass sometimes. He was a cool dude. I started grinding ORAS there. I started like I was like a weakness policy golem spammer. I don't fucking know why, but I spammed it and like I won because there was like Mega Events meta, and I guess golem beat meta. It was like really dumb. But yeah, that like the Mega Man suspect kind of brought me in, and then I think around that time I was just like doing the side server stuff. And I think like Torterra was actually a 1v1 side server goon before he like started doing Smogon tournaments and stuff, or like he did both at the same time or something. So honestly, me and Torterra got that thing in common. But yeah, the Mega Man suspect was big because like it was actually like people were actively talking about like a thing that like made sense. People weren't trying to like ban something stupid or show like a stupid set. It was like actually like everyone was kind of on the same page for a lot of the Mega Man stuff, so that was cool. There's also a Blaziken suspect. Blaziken was stupid. So that was like actually like something that pulled me in. I got Rex. I think that was the first Rex I ever got. And then I voted do not ban on Mega Mans. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And I voted ban on Blaziken because I'm based. I agree with that to this day. But yeah, that was how I kind of got into 1v1. And then around that time, oh yeah, okay, this is what I was thinking about. So basically, this dude Battle Dragon, aka like IV1, he like leaked this like private room on Showdown called Swag, and that's how I basically met Rai, Ango, Bubby, those guys.
The boys,
and
yeah.
some other people that like people don't really know in 1v1, but yeah, those are the main dudes that like were actually 1v1. It's like a loosely based 1v1 room. I think Rosa was there before I was. And then the room got deleted because Ango was being dumb. And then I kept in touch with Rai and Bubby and Ango and all that, and like Minnow, and Wizards of Draw. These are cool. And like I kind of learned a bit about 1v1 from Rai, aka Derek the King 2010.
Yep. The greatest ever.
He got
Awesome.
me to use Jump Pluff, and then on the ladder, and then this is when no one ever used Pluff, right? So dude, you do not understand. Like you could actually speed run 1500 elo, like free, like with your eyes closed with Jump Pluff, because no one knew what it did and no one knew how to play around it. And I ran like Jump Pluff, Zard, Mawile, or maybe like Jump Pluff, Zard, Gara, just like Metal Horde teams with like a Jump Pluff randomly on it. But like, oh my god, dude, people were ready for Zard and Gara, but they were not ready for fucking Jump Pluff. So basically, I got like 3 or 4 Jump Pluff accounts. I had like Pluff in the name. I got them all to 1500, and I'm like, oh wow, dude, this is pretty cool. Like, if you're ahead of shit in 1v1, you can like just destroy everyone. That's definitely like made a mark on me. So yeah, that was like at the very end of ORAS. And then yeah, that's basically how I started, and then got into 1v1 basically. I can continue because SM1v1 was like kind of different, but we can save that for later, I guess.
I have somewhere to go with that. So I think
Okay.
how nowadays most people know you is that you're the OGens ORAS guy, right? And I mean it makes sense because that's where you started. But you want to talk about how you didn't really transition to playing SM 1v1 like a lot of other people did at the time.
Okay, well, I did transition to SM, but I didn't stick with it because I was always really critical of Z moves in 1v1. I just don't think it's a very good mechanic, and I still think SM with no Z moves would probably just be ORAS but better. But I played a good amount of SM in the beginning. I like spammed Ferrothorn back in like Coco, Kieran Black meta. I just spammed Ferro on every team, and then said do not ban to both. I don't know why, but yeah. SM was cool, and for a bit, I don't know, because in SM when SM started, I started like just calling myself an innovator. I kind of did innovate, honestly. I ran some shit that was like pretty weird. I ran weird mons. I spammed Ballisia, I spammed Pharaoh. I ran like Thunderous T. I was like everyone was kind of just running the same shit mostly. There wasn't a lot of innovation happening on the SM 1v1 ladder, and then I started just running some weird shit just to like be cool and ahead of the meta, because Jump Love like really left a mark on me. I also spam Jump Love, and yeah. But then Kieran Black got banned out of nowhere, and so did Jirachi. Honestly, it was a really bad suspect. They basically just said, hey, Karen Black didn't get banned before, but we'll just ban it anyways because we're cool, council. You guys,
That's like
and then
Black
they took
White.
our way. Yeah, they like took our ability to vote out of nowhere. It was like this dumb. We had a lot of suspects back then, I think, or like a few, and then 2 of them just got randomly overturned. And this is like at the start of the 1v1 room, and I'm like, well, we have a room, so let's get into like tournaments and shit, you know. Like now that we have like a little bit of an actual community, tournaments are gonna be easier to do. I got, I think, semis of this one when they hosted an ORAS 1v1. It was like a multi-tier tournament. It was really bad. It was like ORAS 1v1, ORAS UU 1v1, Hackmons 1v1, Black White 1v1 with 1 Mon, and then there's, I don't remember the 5th tier. It was like stupid. But it was like a weird it's like multi-gen but bad, basically. And I got the semis of that in when ORAS was the main gen. Deg hosted it. And then my guys, why don't we have more tournaments? And then I hosted the World Cup of 1v1 on Discord. Pretty funny tour, honestly. Basically, I chose World Cup instead of PL because like I didn't have to like get a bot and whatever, and also I wanted to team with Kantari and Derek, even though Derek is from the Midwest.
Yeah.
There's a meme in Swag called like Cody smokes weed, and people say he was from Colorado because that wasn't like weed was like getting legal. And that was just a meme. I literally thought he was from Colorado. No, but he's actually a redneck, so I couldn't play with him, basically. He was on Central, I think. He was on Central, yeah, and I beat him. Yeah, and then basically how this ties into ORAS is it was 5 tiers in World Cup 1, 3 SM, 2 ORAS, which is like really fucking whack because of like no ties and stuff. But it kind of worked out. It worked out pretty well. But also they were best of 3s, I think. But yeah. But basically, you know, this tour from the Stone Age, I had to put in ORAS, and then I just like put myself in ORAS randomly because I was interested in it. And I'm like, okay, SM's cool, but I don't like feel much of like anything special from or like a big challenge from playing SM and tours because I can just ladder SM whenever I want. So I started playing ORAS again, and actually like building ORAS teams, which was like really cool. It was really sick to like build an old gen of 1v1. I don't know, it just felt special because I was like, I got better at 1v1 by just building a fuck ton and playing a fuck ton. So to play a different meta that wasn't SM 1v1 was just awesome. I ran like Specs Garchomp and like weird shit. I did make I made Hoopa like Pharaoh Garchomp, I think. And it was like Heatran Hoopa Sylveon, which Heatran Hoopa Sylveon got used like PL5 in the World Cup. But if you got a solid foundation for a team, you got a solid foundation for a team. So yeah, basically I found ORAS really cool, and I started like, and then PL1 happened, which is when we started best of 5s, and I played SM and ORAS, but I ended up playing ORAS in finals because my ORAS player Liam Latraumont didn't really adapt to PL well. He's kind of a C teamer and he kind of struggled with best of 5s, so I benched him, I think. And then I put myself in ORAS, and I kind of started liking ORAS a lot. And then, you know, in the middle of PL1 and PL2, which was only like a few, like it was like 4 or 5 months, just because of how things went for whatever reason. They banned Kieran Black and Rachi. Then I tried to like quit SM1v1 and then only play ORAS. And then they came back to SM a bit later, but that's when I'm like, yeah, fuck SM, bro. This is just stupid. Ran by idiots. I'm just gonna play ORAS. They won't fuck up ORAS. And then they didn't really fuck up ORAS. And then coincidentally, ORAS is a really just sick tier, in my opinion. Very balanced, which is what I'm looking for in 1v1, so I stuck with ORAS. And then World Cup 2 was the first time Black White was in a team tour. And before it was in a team tour, there was like random tournaments, and I did actually really good in Black White at that point because I was just spamming whims and farming people. So that's kind of when I started becoming like an old gens person, I guess. I like quit SM because I thought SM was stupid, but I came back for LT. I played in like every LT while I was allowed to, because I thought LT is a really cool tour.
Yeah, you do think that LT is a very cool tour. Yes, I'm sure we'll get to that actually.
Yep.
So let's see. So you talked a lot about your skill set there as being someone who builds a lot. So yeah, I'm not sure how much more we need to go into there. So actually, one history thing that I wanted to ask about, and that some other people might be interested in, is not really 1v1 history because it's also the present, but you want to talk about the Ursaring spammers because if someone for some reason outside of
Oh my god.
1v1
Yeah.
knows
Okay.
them, they might have a
Basically,
very bad reputation. But
basically,
yeah.
I did PL or I did Ladder Tour 1. It was pretty cool. And then I'm like, yo, boys, let's take over LT2. Because I made friends in one of them at that point. Like, there was a community for sure. So I tried to make like a private one for Disco before. It didn't really work. But I didn't get the right people. It was like a really weird group of people. It was like my friends, but mostly off, and they, use their off channels or the one phone room or whatever. But I'm like, yo, let's get some tournament guys to fuck up, LT2. And so I made a server called Snorlax Spammers. I invited Landon, BSU, Derek, GGOPW, Bale Blaze. I'm thinking of other people. I don't remember the
Ale.
OGs. It actually took a bit. Yeah, Nale. It took a bit for me to invite Deg, but I eventually invited Deg. Because Deg is the goat. And then, yeah, that was basically it. Basically, we were like it was a pretty small Discord, and we would just fucking VC'd there. Oh, Gifford also, even though Gifford's an actual coffin. I believe he doesn't use Discord, but he's someone I invited. And LT2 was crazy because there was like some pretty big meta development stuff. We figured out Snorlax was broken. There was always people bitching about sleep, but we kind of figured out, okay, we can tackle sleep after we ban Lax. Which I think was a good call. I don't know. I don't really like a universal sleep ban because it's kind of more of an on-paper thing than a practice thing. But yeah, I made the server. GGOPW is like the main reason I kept it alive because me and him got pretty close. Same with Ride, three-headed goat, me, Derek, GGOPW.
The big three, yeah.
Yeah. That was like just fun. We hung out there. It was not very active at first, but then we started inviting more people, and then it got pretty fucking active. It was pretty crazy in 2019. We kind of just shit talked everyone everywhere. We shit talked and like they had this like 1v1 PL or like 1v1 tournament score. We shit talked everyone there. We shit talked people on our own server. We just hung out. It was fun. Kind of got like labeled as like fucking bigotry later down the line, but or like the server, people got banned and stuff. I didn't get banned for that. I got banned for something else, but I mean, I don't like to think that that's like the entirety of the server. I mean, the server is a toxic shithole. Like if you were to like lose like a big set versus someone that like everyone thought was bad, like you kind of get make fun of. I don't know. We just shit talked and made jokes and shit, but yeah, that's how the server started and kind of ended up in a different direction than I anticipated. But I got some tournament players in. We were pretty good.
Alright. Yeah. So I just wanted to ask about that because that's like a big community thing these days.
No
Still.
one cares anymore, but
Yeah.
they did like hella in 2020 and 2019. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when the bans happened. But anyway.
Or even before that a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah. But anyway. So you said there that there was a lot of changes in 1v1. But there's changes in everything as time passes. But since you've been around for so long, from your perspective, how has 1v1 changed since you first started it to nowadays, I guess, in 2022?
Well, people are like a bit more tryhard in team tours now. That's like the biggest change. Like everyone's sweaty in team tours. Like old PL cores used to be like either semi-dead or just dead. I think Diance's was active. I think Cenarias was active. But like team chats were like sometimes dead. It just people just signed up and played bones. Wasn't a big thing. The community kind of was like really lax with the rules sometimes. Like you could kind of just say shit and then flame people all the time, and then you just get muted or banned for a few days or whatever. It wasn't like a big thing. But yeah, like the tournament thing is kind of like the big thing. And then it kind of 1v1 got really Discord based. Like people, like you could just log on, like you could actually like have a conversation with people in the 1v1 room. I know, crazy concept. And like there's like actually people with brain cells on. But then it got more Discord based, got more jerk based, and then the 1v1 room was just left for 12-year-olds and like
Dolls.
mother figures like Rosa and Felicia and Smelly just babysit kids all day.
Yeah.
Like actually.
Yep. It is a
For
daycare.
free. Yeah. So that's like the biggest change. Basically, people started caring more and people started getting more on Discord. Also, 1v1 got a lot bigger. And tournaments got more led on Smogon and then more Smogonized. Cringe, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you
Those are the
liked it
main
better
things.
back then? When it was
I don't
more
know,
of a
dude.
like smaller, tighter knit community that was more relaxed.
Well, people were really dumb back then, and I'm like, I am a nostalgia person, but like honestly, forming like a private friend group it's just better in my opinion. Like I feel like I got to connect with people more. And everyone being in one community just kind of highlights people's differences a lot of the time. Just people just didn't get along. Some people didn't get along back then.
Yeah.
I was like part of that, like hella. You know, I kind of like how it is now. So I can just hang out with my friends on Discord, chilling.
Yeah, very fair.
Overall.
So, throughout your history as a 1v1 player, what do you think are some of your favorite tournaments that you've played in, or tournament series? I guess you want to mention those. I'm showing some of your PO3 series right now, of course.
Okay, I'm not even gonna answer that question like super head on. I'm basically just gonna talk about each team tour and maybe some individuals and what that meant to me. World Cup 1 was awesome. The format was really bad, but no one cared. We just having fun. Playing best of threes. It was cool. I liked it. PO1. A lot of people didn't really care about that tour. I actually won it. It was cool. I had a cool team. Met some cool people. But it wasn't the most memorable or the most competitive. So, that it kind of just came and went. PL2 was really interesting. That's when everyone kind of started taking it a little bit more seriously. That's when Rosa started tryharding and stuff like that. So I felt like I kind of had to keep up with some of the people. I didn't really have a casual mindset. I got really nervous in my match versus Rosa in regular season and Derek in finals. But I like that tour. Kantari was a good manager, surprisingly. I was gonna manage, but then I fucking rage quit because of the Kieran Black band. I just didn't didn't want to be as involved with 1v1. I just kind of wanted to play my ORAS games and grind ORAS, and then that was it. But I like that tour a lot. World Cup 2 was cool. Building West up was cool. I made some mistakes as the captain, but boo-hoo. It happens.
Yeah.
West kind of sucks anyways. So I tried my best, I guess. So that was cool. But that tour was a little depressing because I put in a lot of effort. I built for Emma in Black White. I built for both ORAS slots. I think was DPP in that tour? I don't think so. I think 2v2 was in the tour,
It was
but I
2v2,
just grinded.
I think. Yeah.
I grinded ORAS in Black White, and I think I hopped a little bit with 2v2. So I got kind of mad that I put in a lot of effort and my team chat was a little dead. Just because West is kind of a weird group of people sometimes, especially back then. So yeah, the team chat was kind of dead, and I kind of decided in World Cup 3 I wouldn't manage because I tried my best and then shit didn't go our way, even though I tried to be a big leader person and get everyone off into playoffs. Didn't really work like that. Yeah, PL3 is my favorite after World Cup 2, probably. It was just fun, dude. It was fun hanging out on Discord, shit talking people. It was fun destroying everyone in ORAS, because 2 ORAS slots meant that it was kind of easy to farm, because you had to like split up people. And there's less of a slot 1, ORAS 1, ORAS 2 mentality, like ORAS 1 being a lot better than ORAS 2. People kind of just put their ORAS players in. And there definitely was not 16 good ORAS players in that pool, I'll fucking tell you that. But I just loved PL3. It was me, GGOPW managing. We had Derek as our like best of 7. It was just like, you know, everyone kind of like knew about us being a bit better than everyone else. Like, we were like 3-headed goat, like, for real. That was probably my favorite tour, just because we dominated everyone for like almost every week. We got owned by like the Panchams and shit, but we destroyed in semis, got destroyed in finals because me, GGW, and Rai all lost in finals.
The boys lost. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to keep the dueling jump left afloat when all 3 boys lose. That was like the first time that happened too, I think.
You want to talk about the other people on that team, by the way?
That team is like the most broken 1v1 team of all time. Like, we lost, but like, it was me, GGOPW, Rai, fucking CBB, Soulwind, Anime Sans LOL, Sawapa was on there, Dennis was on there. That was like Dennis, because Dennis played out like I think like 1 or 2 games in PL or in World Cup 2, and GGOPW was like, dude, this guy's good, let's get him. And then Dennis was sick. I think he won in finals and semis. And then we had Endel as well. Endel won in finals. It was a sick team, team Discord. BSU thought we were toxic and like reported us to Robin or something, or just said we were just like really bad captains, and it was a toxic environment. It literally was not toxic, bruh. It was just me, GGOPW, and CBB just telling stories and shit. Just being like, I don't know, hanging out. It was awesome. It was such a cool tour. World Cup 3 followed after that, but that was then like kind of like when everyone started getting like Smogon roll heavy. That was kind of lame. Also, I like carried West, and then we didn't get to finals. Got the playoffs though.
Yeah.
West getting the playoffs the last time that happened coincidentally was on with me on the team. But yeah, that was cool. I kind of liked West because I had some boys on there. I was actually cool with 5 Wings back then. You know, I got my boy Cardistry King on the team. Everyone kind of shot on me for that, but like, I was just trying to get my friend in who didn't have a lot of IRL friends and on a community, you know, just trying to get him on a game, a community, something he could like connect with on a like people level. That was my goal. I wasn't trying to like be a fucking villain or anything. I just thought that was cool.
Yeah, shockingly, he was not just a Dom ult or a Dom ghosting slot.
Yeah.
The actual person.
Yeah. My boy Card. I haven't talked to him in a bit. He kind of has went through some IRL shit that's kind of bad, but yeah. Then I got banned, lol. But I don't know. I mean, I think the tours when I was on banned were better regardless. But yeah, those are basically the tours. I feel like being PL or World Cup. No, yeah, PL3. My least favorite being probably PL or World Cup 2 because I tried my hardest to get everyone to succeed, and then we didn't. We didn't even make playoffs.
Sometimes it isn't enough, man. It is.
I mean, I choked TB to make playoffs really hard, but
Pepe hands. Learn to play.
But no, not like choke like in game. Like I just didn't saw people well. I made a manager mistake, but basically I got fed up with my SM being really bad, and I put myself in SM and got bodied. When I could have put Scraff in SM, who was better at SM than me. Lol. But yeah, my favorite, you know, PL3 was awesome. Yeah.
The bluffs. And then, as you said, you got banned. Pepe hands.
Yep.
So I'll just get it out of the way. So a lot of people ask this, aka Eblurp, and Radu, and like Waylay probably. They all ask why you have still stuck around after you've gotten banned. So yeah, why have you stuck around on Discord and playing 1v1?
Okay, well, my original reason was kind of edgy, like the reason I like first justified myself staying around in. Basically, like I've met so many awesome friends on PS and Smogon and Discord and all that shit. Like genuinely amazing people. Um, and like, why would I just let some random website ban determine like my relationship with people who are honestly amazing? So that was like, I just basically was like, I'm not gonna let this fucking stupid site, just like tell me who I can and cannot talk with, you know? That was basically it. But I mean, 1v1 is interesting to me. It's kind of a cool game to watch because it's so fucking stupid. It's so just dumb. I keep up with it because my friends do, and also because I have interest in it, and I like started, 1v1 tournaments. It's kind of cool to see them progress. For those unaware, I literally hosted World Cup 1. I got PL1 to be a thing. I hosted Classic 1. Like, I helped start this shit, so it's kind of cool to see it, still kick it, shit like that. I mean, I honestly just right now, I got banned during COVID. I'm just generally not super fucking busy right now. I can afford to hop on Discord and talk with people, It's not a huge, like, time sink. It's not something that, like, I don't have time for. I have time for it. So yeah, I have time to talk to my friends, and I do. That's that.
Shockingly, people want to talk to their friends.
Yeah, I know, crazy.
So yeah, that is why he sticks around, even though he's banned on smokeon.com. Quick website, Pepe Hands.
Also, I like ORS 1v1 a lot.
Yep.
But, like, my interest in it is, it's whatever right now. I kind of just want to see how other people handle it. But yeah.
It's your baby. You're like passing it on or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I want to just talk about ORS 1v1 actually, because you've been around for all of it. So you want to start like, I guess the last ban was the Mega Men's one, right?
Okay, no, technically the last ban was DoD. It got banned in SM because it's just like a degenerate mon that can just stall out things in a variety of ways. And then it was more of a hypothetical in ORS, but like if you were building ORS, you'd be like, oh my god, I have to beat DoD, dude. This is fucking lame. So we banned it. Just because it had too many sets, like you can run skill swap taunt for Sableye and shit. It was just dumb. But other than that, ORS is really stable, really balanced, and people kind of think it's like a boring tier. And like this is like actual like cope. Like everyone says this about their own tier, even if it like actually sucks. Because there's some tiers on Smogon that actually suck ass.
Yeah.
They're really bad, and I have no idea why anyone plays them. But ORS 1v1 is very rewarding to push forward. A lot of techs that people come up with just become parts of the metagame because they're just so like rooted in solid ground that like just one set that you bring to one tournament set just becomes the meta. Like I always mentioned weakness points of Victini, but that was just a random third of my team, and then it became like probably the most popular Victini set, which I think is just super interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Coming up with new stuff in ORS, you'll probably reveal it sooner than later, just because it's kind of a 50-50 based 1v1 tier. It's not like SS or DPP where there's like actually like 10,000 layers of set ambiguity, and like ambiguity of what beats what. You kind of know what beats what on preview, and you have to just outpick your opponent. And if you have that like edge against people, in like a relatively slow format or like relatively standard format where it's not super diverse. ORS 1v1 is actually fairly fucking diverse, but it's a tier that putting yourself head in at the builder rewards you a lot, and that's starting to build an ORS helps me be and playing ORS made me so much better on V1. I can kind of bounce from tier to tier pretty easily because like just build teams that beat the top stuff, the middle stuff, and then with synergy, and then I'll pick your opponent. Like, it's pretty simple. Build shit that's ahead of the meta, obviously. If you want to like really succeed and shit like that. I don't know. Auras is just so simple and so straightforward that it just makes you better at 1v1. I don't know.
Yeah. On that note, you should check out Dom's team building guides on his channel in the description. If you haven't already, which you probably have. But that's just a reminder if you haven't.
Yeah, our audiences are probably super fucking crossover.
Of course.
Yeah, whatever.
But I just have to plug them. It's like obligatory.
Excellent.
Yeah. So transitioning away from metas and the wider community, who are some of the players that you've really respected throughout your time in 1v1? I'm sure there's a whole slew of people that have been good. But...
I don't know. People kind of suck right now. And some top players, I don't like them. Like, I just think they're bad. But I respect. Let's see. I respect Nale a lot. She and I kind of started innovating in SM at the same time, and we took very different approaches, and then we transitioned to that into different metas. Me, Auras, her, SS, and I always love seeing what she brings. It's sick.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. Kentari is like the first top player in like 1v1 I met that's like besides Ecstatic Cold. I respect Ecstatic Cold a lot, but he's not the most interesting top player. He kind of just shows up with like, you know, normal looking teams and just outpicks the shit out of people. That's kind of what he does. But I kind of like how Kentari just so dominant and with like his own style that was like different from everyone else's. I think GGOPW is obviously the best 1v1 player of all time, and it's not even close. But also, I like just love his style, dude. His style is so sick. Basically, he scares the shit out of people by being GGOPW. And then his teams are like so much whacker than you could ever expect. And I don't know, I just love watching him. Usually I'd always root for him because we were teaming together in some way, but even apart from that, watching him was always interesting. I'm trying to think of anyone else. Like the new group of like top players is a bit less interesting in my opinion than like GGOPW, but basically Rose is also interesting. Yeah, Rose is also interesting. She's kind of like, no one knows how good she is right now. It's such a weird thing. It's like
he doesn't play Pokemon at the hands.
And fucking gym socks level. It's like where it's hard to like actually know how good they are. But she beat my ass every time we played, I think, in tournament. And she's kind of like a C-teamer, weird builder, and that's interesting to me. So basically those four, I don't know. A lot of other people are just, you know, like, just good at what they do. Like, I don't think Dennis is a ridiculously interesting player. He just, you know, shows up with SS teams and then outpicks people, kind of like Ecstatic. And like Potato Chan is like a nerd emoji in real life, and then, you know, does his own thing. Yeah, basically the ones I mentioned before. I'm definitely forgetting some, but
how about
it's whatever. It's hard to think of all of them.
That's what it is. How about Landon? That's one more player that I wanted to ask you.
Oh yeah. Like, dude, I can never forget Landon like showing up to like a deep seasonal run and running Specs Regigigas and destroying someone. I just love creative 1v1 players, and Landon is one of them. Yeah, I forgot. I was scrolling through my Discord friends list trying to think of people that I think are dope. And I didn't go over him because I was like hovering over like Gross Sweep as we talked. He's on G. Iron Crusher used to also be a very interesting player. They're not really around much anymore, but you know, it happens.
They have a lot of trophies.
Yep.
A lot of trophies. So this was a question that Gohar requested me ask, but he wanted me to ask you who are the most influential 1v1 players besides yourself, both now and like in the past. Whether through like the metagame, like actual metagames, or in the community.
Okay, Deg. A lot of people don't know this, but basically Deg used to be like an Oras ladder god. I think he had like a 90 GXE at one point or something like that.
Yeah.
He basically just farmed the actual shit out of everyone because everyone was kind of bad back then. Like the ladder just wasn't like super duper competitive. There were some really good players, but there's also like just a bunch of mid ass players and fucking Dag just stuck around and I don't know, he influenced the scene in a lot of ways, whether like in the game or tournaments or whatever. Another player, two players I think that are super duper influential. Three, actually I have three. UOP. Basically, UOP started dominating with like some semi like off meta, semi quirky sets in like the beginning SM, and she also taught everyone how to like EV their shit. People kind of just 252 spam before, but she's like, hey guys, you can actually EV for hits and like add speed stuff, and then people are like, oh yeah, true, okay, I want to do that. Rosa is I think very influential in the game. She kind of just taught people that there's like infinite ways to approach 1v1. Like fucking C-teaming people, bringing just random weird shit. Having your own style is I think one of the most important parts of 1v1, and I think she's mastered that. And then the last person I want to put is Rav. Rav just like stuck around in SM, or he came back for SM and just instantly changed the fucking meta like super hard. Started spamming every like mon with AV and SS. Meta Chang, that was hilarious. I think like me and Derek knew about it or something or me, Derek and GGOW knew about it or something. And we were just like kind of laughing our asses off watching Rav just own kids. Yeah, that was I think Ravs is super influential. So I gotta say those players pretty much.
There's some pretty good players.
Oh, also you're a top player. I think that is very interesting. I fucking hate fighting you in friendlies. It's so annoying, dude. You're so adaptive and shit. It's annoying. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. So where to next, Tom? That's about all of my planned programming. So what else would you like to talk about in this interview, since it is your interview?
I don't know. I guess I feel like people in 1v1 aren't pushing themselves to improve super hard. People are kind of content with their own skill level. People will get, a tournament win versus this player that's better than them. Like, wow, dude, I'm so fucking good. But I wish I could track more people's progression than I can. It's kind of like a flat line right now with, like, a handful of people really improving. Potato Chan, Torterra, Jim Socks,
Even
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you could actually see those people getting better.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's what I gotta say about 1v1. I guess I'll talk about well actually that's just gonna date this video super hard. I was gonna talk about like what I think about each gen, but that's kind of stupid. Basically, I personally think that other gens should look more like Oras, but it's kind of hard when they're just not Oras, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Each gen has its own problems.
I'm trying to think of things to say. I got into something I missed to say earlier is that the main reason I actually like got into 1v1 and stuck around was cause I hated every like SM tier. I thought SMOU was terrible because it had toxic pecs. SMU was just bad. SMRU was okay. It was like my side meta. I like played some SMRU. SMNU was like weird and stupid and had like bad mons as like breakers, like fucking Grandpa and Guzzlord and shit. And then SMPU was like horrible. So
Of
that's why I
course.
got into SM1v1 pretty much, and then stuck around in 1v1. Yeah, I think I've said everything I wanted to pretty much.
I have a question. So you asked this
Alright.
question to Ecstatic, but what type of girls are you into, Dom?
That's a great question. Honestly, like all of them. I don't really like blonde girls that much, honestly. I think it's because I grew up around a lot of them and I like valued it less because of that. But I don't really got a type, bruh. Honestly. Ecstatic was spitting about shape though. Some bitches are simply shaped weird. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Asian girls are my favorite personally. And then I like some white girls. I like Latinas a lot.
Mildly based.
Those are my top 3.
Alright. So I guess a fitting last question to end this video. Alright, but I mean you kinda talked about this a little bit, but what do you hope for the future of 1v1 in 2022? Like what would you like to see happen going forward?
I feel like right now we're in the fraud era where bad players just do good. I want to see the opposite of fraud era. I want every tournament win to feel like South Europe, because they deserve that like so ridiculously hard that it's honestly crazy that it actually happened, because it felt like, dude, the broken team actually winning World Cup with all their good players that actually deserve. Because like that team had hella people with just no fucking trophies, bro. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's actually I'm gonna talk on something that's similar like that. It's kind of interesting that 1v1 has this concept of trophies, because like no other like sub community has that. I don't think no one like refers to it as, oh, that guy finally got a trophy. Like it's like an SPL thing, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but like the thing about 1v1 is that the tournaments are so hard to win because so much factors get into it, and like it's 1v1, like, oh, rock paper scissors lol. At the end of the day, which I obviously hella disagree with. Like whenever you fucking bait mute that, I get so fucking mad, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have like a very interesting like trophy culture, because winning a 1v1 tour is so fucking hard, dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people that did multiple is honestly like inspirational, low key. I don't know. I think getting better at 1v1 is just more interesting than getting better at like OU and shit, because it's like, oh, when you see that player finally start going positive in SPL, it's like they just learned to play, bro. They just got good at planning and handling things. But in 1v1, it's like, oh shit, they really like mastered 1v1. So I wish in the future that bad players start winning less. I don't know. I guess that. I also they should give a custom avatar away in PL, I think. Who cares about
Yeah.
Champs, bro? Champs is a bad tour.
It is. If we didn't talk about the individual tours, the bands. Okay.
Okay,
So
we can now. Let's go.
yeah. Okay. So okay. First,
Basically,
you.
what do
So
you want to say?
oh, you done?
Okay, so
I wanted to
I
ask
think
you. Did you prefer individuals or team tours more when you were not banned on Smoke On?
all the team tours, because I did way better in team tours than individuals.
Mm.
I never really made a super deep individual run, honestly. And team tours, I have never went negative in.
Yep.
So my performance there was just way more consistent. I'm part of that epic group of people or whatever with like Soulwind and GWW.
Boys. Yeah.
I don't remember who else is on that list. Kentari, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Kentari, me, Dennis. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. People who have played like 30+ team tours and never went negative yet.
Yep.
I prefer team tours just because team tours have more of a culture thing. Like now, bro, literally, who gives a actual shit about the 1v1 majors? No one. It's literal filler tour.
Yeah.
But like PL and World Cup have that like vibe to them where it's like you
It's
really see
prestige.
people,
Yeah.
hit the fucking hit the lab, bruh, and try to like actually do as much as I can to win. And that's why I think 1v1 is so interesting. Because at the top level, there's a lot you can do to put yourself in a winning position, and a lot can go wrong at the same time. So, yeah, individuals I think are just less interesting overall. I gotta say that LT is an awesome tour. It has some flaws, but I don't think it has any less or any like less footing because oh bro, people could cheat on the ladder, bro. Oh my god. Bro, who can talk about that? People cheat in tours all the time. Who cares? I think Champs is a bad tour. I think it doesn't really fulfill something in 1v1 that we need. Personally, I did help Scraff win that one.
Yes, as a former champs winner, he is saying this.
Yeah, I'm the best armchair in the game. What can I say, bruh? But yeah, basically, I really like the old DLC 2 meta. When it first came out, it was fucking sick. So I helped Scraff build and shit. That tour being singly limbed just felt weird. It always felt like we shouldn't have got that far. But
yeah.
one, what can I fucking say? And Scott's my boy, love that man. And this champs was really weird. I felt like a lot of people just didn't care that much, which is why I don't think champs is a good tour. It doesn't really feel that hype. But yeah, individuals just don't interest me as much as team tours. Being in a team chord is just something else. There's no like individual chords law. Spring King William Classic, but yeah, that chord was fun.
Yeah. Good times. Okay, one thing. Okay, I just pulled up the replays of you playing Tony Flygon in the World Cup 2. So you want to talk about how you met Tony, CBB, and Solwyn, and just like how tour players used to be like into 1v1 a lot, but now they like are less into it, I guess.
Yeah, only like Solwyn plays, right? But I'm trying to think exactly how we met. Here, I'm gonna open my DMs with Tony and scroll all the way up. Basically, I think he and Solwind just signed up for World Cup 2 because this is the first time we had like a really like I don't know, World Cup 2 got a lot of people in because it was like, oh shit, they're just browsing Smoke and they see World Cup of 1v1 2 signups. They're like, oh shit, this seems hype. So they got in through that World Cup 2 trophy, or Tony won World Cup 2. Like he was like honestly the main guy. Basically, he was like the main character of that tour. He won Passy G. And then PL3, or no, then they played Classic, and Tony and Solwyn played in finals, which was pretty epic. Tony like hacks Solwyn, I think, or no, Solwyn hacks Tony.
Someone hacks Tony, yeah.
But like both of them were really deserving. Like I didn't feel like one of them was more deserving than the other. I don't know. So then they played PL3. Tony had an awful experience being on a bad team with Radu. Like when Radu was even more retarded than he is now, believe it or not.
Let's be fair. Radu was not the main bad part of that team, but yeah, Radu was there.
No, I know Tony. Radu really pissed him off.
Did he actually? More than Ti really and Chloe?
No. Tony would like prep with people in DMs because he didn't want Radu just like being a retard in the team chat or whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah. Tony, that was like really an off-putting experience for Tony. He was drafted for like a ridiculous amount because no one played DBP LOL, and he won. Here he got the finals of Classic and arguably should have won, so he was expensive. And then his team was really bad, and then he just didn't like it because 1v1. And then Solon kind of stuck around. He was on my team. CBB was like a GGOPW goon. Played for what, fucking Central Europe that one time, right?
It was Eastern Europe, yeah.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. And he was like, he didn't sign up for, he didn't sign up for World Cup 3, but he was like in the Discord, and like there was like this drama with like Passy G and someone or like Dez were
And
just like
Dez, yeah.
armchairing it. They were armchairing in general, and then UOP snaked them and reported them for like ghosting when like Fan wasn't even like reading the chat or whatever.
Yeah.
And then CBB had this whole like task force like meme, but
Task
he was like
force.
trying to like epically assemble who that snitch was, and that was like one of the things that actually like brought the spirits up in that Discord in World Cup 3, because like they had like that team had like 2 or 3 people cancer on them, and then they had the tour bans as well. So the task force like really like made it so there's actually something to enjoy in that court. CB was a goat, and then he came back for World Cup 4 as a sub or whatever.
Yeah,
I think Tony was a sub there too,
he
just
was.
because
Yeah.
GOPW was the goat, and Tony had to flee the Alice region to team
Yep.
with GOPW Based Lord. And now GOPW is banned, so no more Purs, no more Tony probably.
No more 20 for sure. No more
Yeah,
CBB. Yeah.
CBB could come back, but I don't think it's super duper likely.
He
With
won't.
GOPW.
He won't. Yeah.
I haven't talked to CBB. You probably fucking have, not me recently, but
Since World Cup 4, yeah.
but yeah, tour players were pretty common back then, and they were really good. And now we have like budget tour players playing, but that's okay, man. They can play. Functionary, you can try your best, but you will never beat Tony Flygon or CBB in 1v1.
I mean, those are just the goats. But yeah.
Yep.
Alright, any final words?
I was just looking at my DMs with Tony G. He was talking with me about Raymond and shit alting. And I was like, hey man, I don't know. Or actually, I think I was helping him. Like, yeah, this is the Raymond. I used to like actually host tours, bruh.
This guy had a badge on smokeon.com. Shockingly.
Okay, well, dude, when I first tried to get it, Quantum Tesseract epically denied it, or got it denied, by pulling up logs of me, like evading and just being a dickhead. That was hilarious. I didn't find it funny at the time. Then I just sucked dick for like a month or 2, and then I got TC. Let's go. And I got
Let's
banned.
go.
GG's.
Pepe hands.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I didn't even talk about how, like, myself in real life that much,
Oh,
honestly.
yeah. That's true. I forgot to ask that at the beginning. You did mention a few things, but
I mean, I live in California. I'm 20. I mentioned my major. You know, blah blah blah.
what do you like to do outside of mods and LARPing on Discord?
I'm really into photography. I love YouTube. Those because they're both tied to my major. I fucking love music, dude. I've even mentioned my nicknames at this point. I invented 1v1 nicknames, bro. Best thing I ever did. I will actually talk about that right now.
Yeah, do it.
Basically, I got into like this beat tapes by this dude. Here, I'm gonna link him. You can link him in on the screen if you're
Yeah,
doing like
sure.
some live recording shit. I got into this producer and I'm like, wow, dude, this guy's song names are really cool. And then I basically nicknamed my one OU team after this album Beach House. And then I started like lowercasing the names eventually because uppercase ones look fucking stupid. Or like, I don't know how to describe it, where it's like every letter's capital, or like the first letter of capital of every word. I don't know what that's called, but
It's e-blurb
yeah.
speak.
Yeah. Then I fucking just kept doing it with different songs. It was mostly music, and then I've done a few other things, just like with like random shit I come up with, song lyrics. I've done some after fucking like episodes of like Adventure Time and shit. And I don't know, I named some after like my friends or just like retarded things like Solar Flare Mode or whatever. Or like Derek the King 2010, just if they're funny. I like to keep games diverse, but I like to make them cool at the same time. And then I just started doing it on like my fucking, like I would do it on the ladder, bro. Like I would pull up to ladder teams with Knicks and it'd just be stupid. But I always like. It was kind of cool to like tie a certain album or a certain song to a certain team. Like when I go back now, I'd be like, oh yeah, this song I did nicknames on this fucking team. When I like go back and like nostalgia trip music or whatever that I used to listen to, or I mean, some of it's still good. Um, but yeah, I think that the tying of things is cool, and like I just did it, and I was just nicknames were just something I did, for a while, and then I was like talking with Kowasabi about it, and he's like, yeah, dude, they're dope, like it's like your signature of your team, and then I'm like, dude, you're so fucking right, dude, I'm so cool for this, because like I don't know, bro, people be building anonymous teams, and I want people to know that my team is my team, bro. I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, what a fucking Dom team,
That is a Dom team.
or like, oh yeah, this Nick is hella cool and shit. I just like that, and I like everything about it, like personalizing your team, because at the end of the day, you're just doing 6 months or 3 months together. Why not like make it your own? That's how I see it.
Indeed. Yeah.
And I like interrupted that. I was like talking about my IRL. I totally forgot what I was saying there.
You're good.
But yeah, it was outside of Mons. I like media. I'm a huge music fan. I like make music sometimes. I've not been super active, but I like make beats and shit. I play basketball a lot. I'm like pretty into just random physical stuff, like walking and runs and shit. Talk with my friends, That's about it. Nothing like crazy. I don't have any like insane interests, honestly. I play Smash too. Been playing a lot lately because I'm competitive. But yeah.
Yeah. He's just a regular guy. Shockingly, band Deucers on Smogon are like actual people most of the time.
Yeah,
There's obviously some people that, yeah. But, yeah. Now anything final to say before we end this recording?
Who is watching this video? I don't know. Is it people that like don't know about me or like know me super well, or like people that shit talk me but like want to know more about me, or like people that like
all of
think
the above.
that people that think I'm scary, or like I don't know who the audience of this video is, but hope you enjoyed my monologuing and shit. I don't know. I like know way more about 1v1 than I should and like care more, but yeah. Just thought I'd do some.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. With that, I'm done.
Gracias, mi amigo.
Yeah, fucking shut up, bitch. You don't need to speak Spanish to me.
All right.
Also, for those watching, I'm literally not Mexican. It's just a meme, bro.
It's a meme, yeah. it's shocking the world. He's not actually a Mexican.
Oh no, that is a literal shocker, bro. Everyone like thinks I am like
no,
Tenzai.
Yeah, actually. But yeah, thank you very much.